Hi guys, over the past 2 months I was working on this spread and I finally got it absolutely right and it's really functioning unbelievably well. This is for the people who basically want to find out if there is a possibility of reunion and if they should actually go with their exes, what is going on in their heads, if this is a wise idea, etc., etc., etc. It kind of like will describe sort of the past situation that brought you to this basically question what is currently going on in their heads, in your heads, and also near and far future. So let me introduce you the cards that actually I picked. This took a while to find the right combination. So I'm calling the spread Cat Tarot Nose Spread. So you can only see it here. So the first actually card that I have is the Magician. The reason that I picked this one first, one is a number one in numerology. And when you have number one, this is basically beginning. Also, the Magician is a card of sort of starting on a new journey, just to see if you have all the tools available to go in this new relationship and if that can create this chemistry. And also because it's a number one, what are the thoughts on a new beginning? The second card I took here is a Temperance reversed. And it's purposely reversed because here it means merging two opposites, but here it means two opposites or two different kind of entities are not merged, which is basically what is bringing you to this question because you really want to know why things didn't work out and what went wrong. Maybe that was not communicated to you, maybe you didn't communicate it, maybe you didn't even recognize it in you, but this is what went wrong. So this is a significator for the ladies. This is, and I took Queen of Wands. Please don't go into this horoscope signs. Frankly, I'm so tired of reading horoscope signs in cards because like every card is like archetype, and this is like the sexy archetype that is like charging, and she wants her man, she wants her mate. This doesn't have to be necessarily a woman. So either you're man or female, this is basically who you are, and the other person is going to represent your partner. For the guys, it's going to be the awkward kind of things around, but also keep in mind, because I'm getting here energies not only for all of you who are actually listening to this, the subscribers that I'm connecting, but I'm also getting the energy of that one more person and all these exes that you're bringing to the table. So I need to kind of like find it more generic, so this can be switched. So you have to figure out if this person is more this or this, which one is you. Then we have Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is a communication cards and things being up in the air. Basically, simply I want to see over this timeline how the communication went and if that was the problem. Then we have another significator of that person. So I said like that they're interchangeable. You have to find out if that is like the guy you're inquiring about or if this is you. And again, I took a King of Wands, again, charisma, passion, because that's what we get attracted to. And obviously, if we are considering reunion or we are still thinking about somebody in the past, this is what is holding us basically captive in our thoughts. Then we have a card of Judgment. So this is card very difficult for many of people to understand. So we kind of like see the angel coming trumpeting, basically freedom, and everybody's kind of raising from the dead. So obviously this is talking about if our life was well lived, if we learned the lessons and what lessons we had to learn. So in this particular case is how that other party sees the past and sees basically how they contributed to the things that happened and what was going on in their head, right? Sometimes you get really surprised when you kind of feel you are the wrong one, and then you find out from them they feel they're the wrong one. And lastly, I took a Four of Wands, which kind of can be reunion, can be celebration, but keep in mind that many people are talking about this card as a marriage, which also can be, but in this particular case, significator here is what are the thoughts of reunion? Is reunion in the store, and even if it's wise? So basically, we have this 7 cards, which is kind of like really spiritual number. Also, if you look the numbers, like 1 plus 14 is like 15, and 8, 23, 53, and 4, 57, it is 12, it's 3, it's like something with this yellow, 3 is connected to this yellow, and as you see, I kind of picked the yellows because this is kind of uplifting sun color, and I wanted to see what basically stands behind it. So this is the intro, guys, and so what I'm considering right now every month to have that as well, or at the very least give it a try for Venus retrograde and see how it goes sign by sign. Okay, so this is enough for the intro, so let's start with reading. I just want to add that this spread is available for private reading, and in that case, like you really know who are the significators, we are going to assign to significators their birth date and their names, and we are going to be able to move forward with extremely specific energy. So for those of you who are wondering if the reunion is going to happen, or what you have to look for, what are the best words to use, etc. This is a great spread. And definitely you can ask when you're ordering that to be included in your reading or to be the feature of your reading, because then I can do it with tarot cards and I can do with Versibila cards, and we can go a few crosses just to make sure that we got all these finesses right. And again, for private reading, check my website, cattarot.ca, and I'm taking bookings right now. You have chunks of 20, 40, or 60 minutes, and I'm looking forward to actually hearing back from you. For now, let me start doing the sample readings so that way you can actually see what to expect. Thanks. Love you guys. Hi Scorpio, you're next. Let's see what will be happening with your ex throughout this category with the Cat Tarot Nose spread. It is a very exhaustive spread and it is a part of extended reading. So if you want your private reading for private situation, please check it out on our website and see how it works, okay? Cattarot.ca, I think I have it enough on the screen. Okay, Scorpio. What's going to happen with Scorpio and unresolved situations and exes for this during this transit, Venus transit, Venus retrograde transit for Scorpios? Okay, Scorpios. Alright, so let's start with the Magician. So let's see what kind of past, basically foundation we have behind it. We have, first of all, Hermit. So the chemistry basically for this relationship, it looks like that the relationship for quite a while was like not glued as a couplehood, or one person was kind of distant and was looking for his or her own path and looking deep inside if this is really what they want, because look, going from 1 to 9, so it's kind of like looks like it came to a completion. Temperance, what went wrong in the past? Well, things were good and then things were bad, things were good, things were bad. Like we have like two majors. So how does he see you? He sees you that you don't know what you want, and then when the good things are given to you, that you just don't get it. That, you know, kind of like feels that the options given to you were not good enough, and he kind of simply sees you as somebody who maybe cannot choose. Communication in the past. Well, there was a communication, but it was not really communication out of getting together. It was like more like a communication of a warrior. This represents a warrior who actually came after the battle. What they would do, they would build caskets for them. So if they came back alive, they would lie down on a casket and thank, you see, the praying in the window as well, and thank their lucky stars and God for basically staying alive. And, you know, but in this particular situation where you have it in verse, like the person is going to fall on 3 swords, and 3 swords are this heartache. So the communication is about some kind of heartache and possibly about the third party over here. And it is a very kind of cold, reserved situation where one person doesn't seem to want to kind of negotiate. It's sort of like this way or it's this way. Kind of, because you see in this particular card we have 1 sword going this way and 3 swords going this way. So it looks like you have 3 things going against you. So let's see your mate. Your mate dropped the balls, and You're coming to this relationship because you feel you're the wrong party. You feel, he just doesn't feel bad about it. He kind of like just feels that's over. I'm not balancing this. I'm not investing into this. I'm not building it. And it's like Two of Pentacles. So it's kind of, no, I'm not going from 2 to like I'm in 14 at all. So past issues that you had over here were kind of like rebuilding things. It looks like you tried to rebuild things with this person many times, and they were always done on a level of thought. You probably would even agree how to rebuild them, but you really never felt them. And relationships need that feeling component. And we see this is now a second sword card, which is kind of cold air, like cutting through the sky, having a 2 blades. So what was happening is like, since you're Scorpio, like, if somebody is bad to you, oh, you know how to be bad back. But that back and forth, it caused lots of injuries. So let's see this reunion in the past. What happened to it? Whoa. Queen of Swords, again a sword. So reunion in the past, somebody thought through this whole thing and said no. So somebody cut you off. Somebody felt, like, you just like are not on par of what they want. This can also mean a third party. There was a lady who kind of can be pretty clear, let's say, to the point. Queen of Swords is known to be very direct, so direct that kind of can chop your head off. Somebody who is accomplished, somebody who went through a whole bunch of things in life on their own and who can stand on their own. So if the first card is after your 4 of Wands, I would say that was a third party. I don't know. Let's see. Present. As far as the new beginning, joyfulness is not expected. And again, this is the third party, right? Like somebody's still lingering, and the tools cannot be applied if there's a third party. So like these thoughts and being wise, somebody's still wondering like what the heck happened, and like why would I go in a relationship where I was mistreated, right? So let's see again how now we see about the things that was happening and it didn't get glued right. Of course, now we see that there's a codependence. We see maybe Scorpio feel that you were depressed, or you feel that your depression was influencing the things to happen, or the whole situation put you in depression, or that you really wanted this person for the wrong reasons. Maybe, that was a third party, and all of a sudden you wanted this person because it's a third party there, even though the things were up and down before, even though you kind of like really didn't care much for this person in the past, but now you're revisiting. It's very hard for Scorpios to let go, and this could be just a matter of competition. I want it kind of a thing, right? It's a number 6, just like Lovers. It's just like in a very bad way. So it's like upper major arcana. So in this particular case, you feel bound to this person. Well, I don't know, maybe it's something deeper. Maybe it's a husband, and you kind of like feel that you have to do it, maybe because of the kids. And this could mean kids as well, but it looks like, this is kind of being left behind. So anyway, let's see again how he sees you. Wow, yeah. He sees that you are bringing him pain. He sees that it's a relationship which kind of doesn't work for him. For some reason, he's not able to cope with it. Communication is present. Yes, you guys are communicating. This can also mean going through divorce, going through negotiations. Somebody wants to have the upper hand, but both of you are very defensive about it. Very passionate communication, but not good passionate, sort of like arguing. So how he sees himself? Well, of course, he sees himself as $1 million. He sees himself as somebody who wants to charge ahead. You see, now he's looking away in a different direction. So you see these two kind of characters that they pick for. They're looking at each other, and this is their communication. But this person is looking away. Like he's out. This guy is out. He wants to have his passion somewhere else, because right now he's feeling that this passion is like really used on arguing. So okay, let's see how basically all these things from the past appear at present. Okay, Ace of Swords in the Hierophant, it's divorce. So these things are causing two of you guys to really separate and really divorce. This is like something really big. So it's not going to be just a breakup and coming back together. This is going to be a biggie. And again, this is coming right next to this woman, the third party. And this beginning here is like, okay, so did somebody mess with your relationship? Did you stray away? Did they stray away? But right now, this is right. This is the center of reading these arguments, and this is why you cannot move ahead, because that's, oh my God. I mean, yeah. Is there a reunion? No, there is no reunion. There was a third party, and this third party caused enormous break, like enormous heartache. And even though this is better than this is this, like you're still caught in this past. You're still caught with hurts and thoughts about this party. Somehow you're sanitizing it to yourself. You see, it looks like it's on the cushions over here, but this doesn't still mean it's still piercing the heart. And again, you Scorpios are emotional. Like, I mean, how many cups do we see? We see cups here, and this means you don't know what you want. And here we see cups, like, I mean, giving to maybe somebody else. And everything else is like cold, rational thinking over here, which means, hey, do you really guys want this guy in the first place? And why is all of this happening? It looks to me neither of you want to be in this relationship, but it looks to me also that you guys Scorpios are really pushing it. So anyway, let's see the near future. For the beginning, it would be a poor beginning. Let me just tell you this, like here are two people, like, I mean, depending on each other for survival, and somehow they're being shunned. And right, this is kind of like same repetition right now. Even they're losing each other because they're going to fall down. So again, this is falling on a three-party. You are not willing to build something on these grounds. You are feeling really stuck to this partner, like the pain is immense. And you're arguing because you just want to get this pain out of your system, but you do know that you cannot get through it, and you know this is important to get through it. So again, let's see in a month from now how you see what basically, like, I mean, couldn't be glued in a relationship. Yeah. Somebody decided to look at things differently. Somebody decided to just turn your world around, right? Or you were the ones who actually, started to think, well, in the past, maybe this person did this and this and this and this to me, and you start adding it up. Or maybe both of you are thinking this way, right? Because this is coming from him as well. So let's see again in a month from now how he sees you. He sees that you still have lots of anxiety. Look at his 10 and 9. Literally, you still have this cloud of depression and codependency and kind of leaning on him. And this could be a very selfish thing, that your partner maybe cheated. If he cheated, kind of like he honestly is like so self-absorbed that he doesn't really care how you feel. He's literally kind of like so into himself. He just wants to see his own self-pleasure and nothing else. He's literally looking forward to where this other woman, by the way, that woman doesn't want him, and she's like gone too. So if that means anything, like, I mean, he really didn't get some benefit out of that cheating, but you did get benefit. Even though the breakup is happening, you at least seen things for what they are. Communications in the future. Well, there will be some communications in the future. It looks like, guys, if you're divorcing, that you'll have to decide the new world that you're focusing on it, but still it's going to be a decision how to go and where to go about it, right? So how he sees him in a month from now, he sees that he made a decision. See, we had a 2 inverse here, and we have a 2 inverse here. So he is charging ahead. He's not coming back anymore. So what is raising from the ashes? What is another lesson? The lesson is that actually, believe it or not, that this breakup is going to bring you both happiness. It's the ultimate happy card. It's a wish card. I know it doesn't feel that way, but you know what? In 10 years from now, if you look back and saying, well, I really wish that I didn't stay with this person. Like, when I used to watch Dr. Phil years ago, he would say, what is worse than 10 years in a bad marriage? 10 years in one day. So this is where you're going to say, at least I stopped it. It was gone. So let's say reunion. Yeah, not going to happen. And let's go one more line just to see if you're going to be able to settle down with feelings and emotions, and how that's going to be sorted out 3 to 6 months from now. As far as the new beginnings, again, not charging ahead. Uh, Look, nobody here should feel like a winner and loser. Again, they're 3 people, and you just, I mean, you did win. You can for getting rid of 2 people, but you know it's really not winning. Like, right, again, you have 2 5s, instability. You guys are still not going to get grounded. It looks like this is something really important, that you really, really love someone deeply, and you just have to figure out why you're holding it on. If this person was cheating on you, you cannot love him, because if somebody's putting some, if you're the person who is with him and he was supposed to be everything in his life, and he betrays the trust, you have to focus on the betrayal, not on any good moments that you had with this person. I'm sorry, but like, I mean, I cut people off when they betray me. So let's see what and how I'm going to see what went wrong, what couldn't be glued. Yeah, you will feel that he took you for granted. That everything that you were giving him, look, you're giving him all these cups, and he wanted an extra one, then he didn't want anything anymore. So no matter what you were offering, it was just like, no, not good, not good, not good. And yet he was blaming you after all his offering. Well, you're the sad one, you're pathetic one, you don't know what you want. So yeah, that arrogant stance was happening, and it was like making him more and more and more depressed. And yet he was the one kind of like playing home with somebody else. So how he sees you, he sees you as hopeless. He doesn't have any hope for 2 of you, and he kind of like doesn't have hope in you. Communications. Well, there will be communications. Finally, you will be able to reminisce about the old times on a kind of like really level of putting things behind. And this can also mean that you can actually, if you guys have kids, that the situation will be happily resolved and the kids are not going to be harmed in the whole process. And that's a really good news. So how he sees himself? Well, he sees himself unhappy. After all these things, after causing all this unhappiness to what looks like other people, he really didn't get what he wanted. Well, no wonder, dude. Like, I mean, if you want to be with someone else, just do it, but don't forget to mention it to everybody involved, right? And let's see this judgment. How is this basically happening? Yeah, it was unjust what he did. It was not a good thing, but you know what? It is a good thing and a good ending for you. And reunion. Yeah, there is absolutely no feeling, no intuition, nothing left. You don't even care about the secrets, and you don't even care about things that were happening. It just was enough. Absolutely was enough. And so Scorpio, if you still want to hold on to this guy, you need a closure. Find a way to get this closure, whether by reading, whether by focusing onto something else. Right now, the energy over here is like so strong, and energy over here is like looking that way, and here this entire energy is toward him. You have to let go of this guy. You have this ultimate wish card here, guys. It's in your future, but you have to get there by looking at things differently, by actually renegotiating your new world. And this is new world for you and your kids, or you and your better self, right? Because you have 2 over here as well, right? But you had 2 inverse over here, these 3 people. So you had this 2 over here as well. But look at, like, this is progressing, going from this to this to this. So you guys are going to get better. It's still going to be pain, but it's going to be less and less each month, because you're going from 10 to 9. So it's kind of like working it back, with 10 being culmination. So it's a closure, definitely. In a few months from now, it's absolutely closure. Look, you have 9s and you have 10s. And, right, so absolutely closure. It's going to be painful. You guys can handle it. I'm really sorry that I'm giving you this reading, but you know what? Sometimes, like, cold, hard truth is the best. You have all the swords. It's kind of like really piercing your heart. And it is really not good. But you know what? The moment when you decide it's over, that you have to take care of yourself and be who you are, it will stop. And I know this is not something you can order yourself. And if you didn't get closure, if you feel, that you need elements to find out, please contact me for personal reading and we can go deeper into that. But until then, please find something to distract yourself with, to engage yourself in some different activities, because you can do it. You guys are Scorpios. You're Scorpios, you can do it. Oh my gosh. You guys have the powers to raise from the ashes. This is why you are represented with those proverbial phoenixes. So, good luck, Scorpio. Contact me. Check my website for the private readings, and I'll talk to you soon. Love you.